You think he can fight? He's only one.
What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Y'all know what it is. It's Three Kings Boxing. Always go to threekingboxing.com for the latest and greatest what's going on in the sport of boxing. All right, joining me today to do this interview, of course, is senior writer for Three Kings Boxing, my man Big Cool. What's going on?
What's going on? What's going on, man?
All right, and of course, y'all see the face right there. Y'all just saw him not too long ago putting in some work, looking
Yes,
all swollen, big, and buffed and everything, man.
yes,
And then he called out Badu Jack.
yes, sir.
Two-time super middleweight challenger, now competing at light heavyweight, Andre Dirrell, the Matrix. What's going on?
What's going on, boss man? I appreciate you for having me.
No problem, no problem. You know what? You know, hey, this ain't your first rodeo. You know how you know how it is over here. So I gotta ask you, I gotta put you in the hot seat, man. You didn't look like a lot of us thought that you probably weren't gonna return back to boxing after Jose Uzcategui because you didn't look right. Looked like
Right.
something was missing.
Yes.
You come back at light heavyweight. You're looking strong. You're looking ready. Then you call out Badu Jack. Are you really ready for that? And what happened during that time off you had that you used to prepare yourself for where you are right now?
Well, honestly, that time off helped me build my mental fortitude. Like you said, something was missing that last Uzatagi fight, man. A lot was going on at that time. I'm recovering from surgery, um, and just dealing with trying to find a new coach, adjusting to the one that I had in Virgil. Virgil being sick at that time, a lot of things happened, man, that just caused me to crumble that night. But at the same time, what did I take? Almost 2 years off.
Yeah.
Um, I found Christ. I have always had him in my life, but um, this time off allowed me to build a deeper relationship with him and figure out who I was at the same time, man. And that's exactly what I needed. If you guys paid attention to my social media, I was van from there. I took that down and I just focused on me, what I need to do, and how I need to build myself up as a fighter, but most of all as a man, as a leader, And I did that, and I actually thought I was going to retire. I ended up having a conversation with my pastor. I had it with Andre Ward first about the retirement, and we had a whole conversation centered around that. Great conversation. He really led me and helped me make that decision to let it go because I felt like I needed to. My brother came back in camp. I found it back. Thought it was the wrong move considering that God just gave me all the signs telling me that I might need to hang it up. But at the same time, he's giving me everything, telling me that I can have it if I want it. So I came back, had another conversation with Andre Ward, had another conversation with my pastor, and it all ended up working out. Stepped in the ring, took care of business, and like I said, I built that mental fortitude to be able to deal with the woes of boxing if need be. But I honestly believe that it's a new, better, stronger me. I don't have the talent that I once had, but at the same time, I've created a fighter that knows how to handle pretty much every situation in the ring, and I'm looking forward to seeing that guy as well as the world. I know they are too. So, just a better, tougher, stronger me.
All right, that's what's up, man. Well, that's what we like to hear. All right, Darrell, go ahead.
All right, man. So we already know we've seen you, and I can speak personally, as a journalist, I'm not biased, still a hardcore fan, but journalist now, I kind of balance that out. You've always been one of my favorite fighters, and you've given me opportunity to interview you time and time again, which I'm appreciative of.
Mm-hmm.
But we've seen you, against Carl Froch, of course,
Yeah.
Arthur Abraham, and so many other fighters. What do you say now? You say you're not as talented as you once was.
Yeah.
What have you gained? I guess whether it's mentally or something else physically that you didn't have in your earlier prime years. Now that you feel like it can propel you over that hump to get you that championship that you been craving for so long.
Right. I was pretty much a boy, 27 years old even. I was pretty much a boy. I didn't handle situations as well as I wanted to. I did handle them correctly, but I didn't handle them as well as I wanted to. I didn't have Christ backing me like I feel like I do now. I didn't know how to deal with situations at that time, man. Just 7, 8 years ago. When I was really in my prime. I didn't really know how to handle those situations. It all started with the Abraham fight when he hit me low, and just the mental the verbal abuse that I took along with that, man. That's where it all started. And understanding people, understand how the world works, and understanding that, through it all, as men, we have to know how to march forward and keep going, because that's just life, but we're leaders, we're men. I got a whole family I have to lead here. So you have to take charge. And if you don't know how to do that, you got to figure it out. And that's what I've been doing this whole time. So when I step in that ring, man, being through everything that I've been through, I train. I got a strong back now. I got a crazy strong core now. I'm doing things I never did in the gym, that I should have definitely been doing, building up my strength, my power, my abilities. I'm really, really focusing on the Bernard Hopkins way of fighting, where if you want to be considered great in this sport, it's not about the offense, man. It's going to be mainly about the defense. You have to be strong at taking away a person's abilities while at the same time displaying yours. And Bernard Hopkins did that well. He's one that I looked at a lot of. And I'm just watching boxing, studying boxing as I moved along. And I'm taking things that I once took for granted. I'm taking it in now and understand the true mechanics of the sport of boxing, and not relying so much on my natural abilities, because we all know the Matrix has crazy ability, but it's all about the foundational attributes of boxing, and that's what I'm working on more of. So I have pretty much a fortified base when it comes to boxing. I know I'll be able to handle pressure, whether I'm doing the pressuring or they're doing the pressuring, throwing all the right punches, making the right moves, and just mentally, having that ring generalship, man. That's most important. I think a fighter with a foundation, a strong foundation, could outwit or outsmart a fighter with natural abilities any day of the week, long as you use them.
It's funny you say that, because in terms of Bernard Hopkins, because we all know in your peak defensive, you had that defensive ability. You can counter. You got the hand speed, the pop. You had the athleticism, and now kind of remind me of like Jordan or Kobe. The greats, like you said, gotta study more and adjust mentally as well as physically to be able to know what you can do. Like, of course, you're gonna still be able to, flash that vintage Matrix here and there, but it's all about kind of, knowing when to strike and when not to strike it. And Bernard Hopkins is a perfect example of that. But speaking, you return. We're gonna talk about this fight. You know what I'm saying? Christopher Brooker, you look good. You know what I'm saying? I covered that. I actually did the recap on it, and I thought that, you look good. I think what's your second fight at light heavyweight, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
You showed patience. You showed that you still got that power, still got the speed, but you was patient, and you let your hands go. It appeared that you might have hurt your left hand a little bit, because I seen you hit him and it kind of went off his elbow and you shook your left hand. So was there any major injury, or just some minor?
It's not major at all. Literally, I just tweaked it sparring. Pretty much the same thing that happened in the fight. It happened in sparring. That last week of sparring, I just had a little tweak, and I'm just like, okay, I just make sure I stay on top of it. Ice it, went along by my day, and and it just, I thought it was going, like I said, but it ended up persisting when I jumped in the ring that day after the first, big punch landed. So it's just a little ligament situation, but just a little pull, whatever it is, whatever you want to call it, just a little pain right there, man. But it's literally not bothering me at all now, but who knows, man? Those gloves are very small. They're very different from sparring gloves, man. You sparring 18-ounce gloves, man, and you put those small gloves on, and all kinds of nicks and things begin to pop up. But we take good care of it. I ice it every day. I've been taking care of my body. I'm still training right now, man. I couldn't stay out of the gym after 2 days, so I began to work again, begin the process. I'm actually feeling. I'm in Flint, Michigan right now, my hometown, visiting my grandfather. I'm here with him now. We were just sitting back watching some fights and just spending some time with the family before I head back and get back to it.
Okay. Speaking of that, we all know fighters that come off from a long layoff, or just fighters growing, especially early in their career, they want to get those rounds in. Was that a goal to get these rounds in, even though it don't always happen like that? Or you was like, shit, I get the knockout? whatever, we go on to the next one, or did you want to kind
Right.
of stretch it out a little bit to knock a little rust off because you was out of the ring for 19 months?
Right. We chose Brooker. One, he was a sparring partner for the first Uzumaki fight. That was a 6-month camp, by the way. A fight getting pushed back. And I used him for the first 2 months of the 6 months. And he was the toughest one I had, man. The boy wouldn't stop coming forward. He had a crazy coach by the name of Philly Faster. That's what they called him. And Chris just, he had that crazy pressure. So it was odd for me to jump in the ring with him and him to be as hesitant as he was. Maybe through the years, he's been knocked out a few times. He just didn't want to deal with it anymore. But so that did throw me off. But we chose him because we knew we had that tough element. So when you have that layoff like that, you can expect some rust. It's already in our minds that we just want to get back to it. So the most important thing is I really did want to get some rounds in, and I thought Chris was going to give it to me, but he couldn't handle it, man. But I am getting stronger. I've been working on things in the gym now that I haven't before, and I'm just building my strength up. So I'm actually touching weights as well. So I wasn't touching weights at all pretty much in my career, man. I was doing a lot of bands, so I'm touching weights now, working on my foundation and just building it up. And Chris couldn't handle it, and I don't think a lot of fighters will be able to as I move forward, man. I really do.
Hey, they say it's different in sparring and fighting. You know what I'm saying? You take those
Big difference.
off and you got 10-ounce gloves. It hurt a little more. So, you know what I'm saying? And it's just you and him and the referee. So that definitely probably had to play a part in his mind. Now, let's jump back. You know what I'm saying? You called out Badu Jack.
Yeah.
He's a two-time two-division world champion. He also defeated your brother, Anthony. And it was always kind of surprising that you two never clashed. Because I don't know if it was you whooping up on Jalen Love or whooping on Badu Jack and sparring. It was one of them guys. You know what I'm saying?
It was both, man. Simple and plain. Like it wasn't as bad. It wasn't as bad. It wasn't as bad with Badu Jack. Like I've always believed in Badu Jack. Like I knew he would do things. Like when he got knocked out by I fought the same guy.
I know you're talking about. I can't think of it. I know you're talking about
Derek Finley or whatever his name is. Yeah. That was a huge surprise to me, and I knew he could bounce back. I didn't know he would, considering, people on the TMT banner, they take a lot of abuse because they sound with Floyd. People just want to see him fail. So they'll take his team failing, as a collateral,
Yeah.
But Badu Jack, man, I really mean this from the bottom of my heart. He's a warrior, man. He's going to bring a fight. If you get a victory with Badu Jack, it's never going to be easy. And when it comes to Andre Dirrell, nobody believes in me anymore. That's something I know. That's something I understand. At the end of the day, I'm 37 years old, going on 38. The only way I'm going to get that credibility is if I prove myself. That's the only way. And who better than a guy that, other than Badu Jack? Literally, he's going to give me he's going to put me on that pedestal, period. Because he still is. He's a warrior in every aspect, man. He's the ultimate test. And we're both on the back end of our careers, and we have a little left. I have a lot more than people expect, but the winner of that fight gets to prove himself a little more. You know what I'm saying? So Badu Jack is definitely the one. I got mad respect for him. No animosity at all. Nothing personal against him beating my brother. I just want to fight like that to be able to prove myself because people stopped believing me for so long. So it's just important for me to get in there with a guy like him to gain that credibility back and move forward my career and do what I need to do in this short period of time.
I definitely respect that. And before you said Badu Jack's name, I wasn't thinking. Honestly, when they said you was fighting this weekend, I was like, oh, because I check in every now and then to see if you fighting.
Yeah.
But like you said, the COVID and everybody, if you're not one of those like you said, top guys in the front of the mind,
exactly priority, right?
Yeah. So when they said you was fighting, I was like, okay, let me check them out. But that actually, when you sit back and think about a fight between you and Jack, that's actually a good fight. I mean, that's a real good fight that could go either way. Like you said, he fought with the bad cut against Marcus Brown. I mean, you can't overcome the 2 knockdowns against the Gale to almost, kind of pull it out. And then you dominated Arthur Abraham, which I thought was your coming out performance. Unfortunately, it happened. But
right.
You currently rank number 8 in the WBA. And we know that the is the champion. And you said you want to fight Badu Jack. So assuming you get a win over him, is it straight towards you trying to get Bivol, or you want another, like you said, another fight in between that before you feel like, you know what, I'm ready. 38-year-old Matrix. I'm ready for
Right,
business.
right. It's all about what Al wants to do. If he says I'm ready for the championship, you want to put me in line for it now, then I'm ready for it. I would prefer another fight, but who's to say? We got this WBA up for grabs. I'm not sure if they stripped Gene Pascal yet or not.
Yeah, they
I'm
stripped
not
him, I
sure what's
believe.
going on.
Yeah, he stripped.
Oh, he stripped. Okay, yeah. So that's up for grabs. I'm not sure what kind of window I have to be able to step in there and grab it. But all I know is if the opportunity presents itself, then I'm right here willing to wait, man, and hoping that is the case. I would prefer another fight, but I don't care at the end of the day, man. My job is to go in the gym, put the work in, and then prove myself when the time comes. Do I believe I can do that? Absolutely. Do I need the support backing of a million fans? Not at all. All I need is me, my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and my family, and I move forward with the victory. I honestly do believe that. So I'm just looking forward to the time when it comes, because when it does, I'm breaking the door down.
Hey, hopefully that fight happens. Like, do you think the chances of that fight happening is good? Because I see he's ranked number 5, Jack is,
Yeah.
and you ranked number 8. So it seems like
Battle Jack is talking about going up. Other than that, if he's not going up, then he was supposed to fight for that championship belt. I don't see why they didn't just give him the belt. I'm not sure how that goes. Seeing that he was getting ready to fight for it, but the alternative is, okay, we're gonna get him another opponent since Gene Pascal blew it. So I can see that fight happening, but that's all the determining factor will be if he decides to go up or not. So that's all I'm waiting on. I just want the opportunity, man.
all right. Let's shift gears real quick, because currently, you're a former Olympic bronze medalist. Your brother Andre Ward is a former, gold medalist, and the Olympics is currently going on now. And some of our fighters are doing tremendous. Ricardo
No,
Torres, the heavyweight, he gonna at least get silver medal, but he's going for gold. And Keyshawn Davis, and I think O'Shea Jones, she got bronze. So, what's your thoughts on this current Olympic class, and kind of give
yeah,
your thoughts on your class looking way back to 2004? You know,
I know, right? How can I compare the two? We had a lot of boxers in my time. We had a banger in Lamar Peterson. Didn't medal. Me and Andre Ward was only 2 that medal. We both had that crazy boxing ability, as you guys can see. As it turns out, they have a lot of athleticism today. Keyshawn, the highlights that I've seen, the boy a beast. I believe he has a professional record as well. I'm not sure what the record is. I didn't see any full fight because I don't know what time they come on. But I've seen the highlights of some. I've seen the highlights of the heavyweight that they have. And this is just my opinion, nothing against him at all. But I believe that's an amateur style from what I've seen. I wouldn't like it if he turned pro. I have to see more of him and not just highlights. And he's doing a great job, but he doesn't seem too much like a professional fighter to me. His style I don't like too much. But
okay.
the other two, Keyshawn, and it's another one. It's another one that's fighting right now as well.
Duke Reagan. Duke
Yeah,
Reagan.
yeah. He's a good one. Is he out of he's from the East Coast, Philadelphia, or where's he from?
Yeah, he's from the East Coast. I can't remember
Yeah,
where he's
he's
from
from the
exactly.
East Coast. Yeah, I saw him as well. 2 great boxers, man. Keyshawn and the other guy, Duke, man. Yeah, these are some great boxers, man. So I see big things for those guys, man. They could either face each other, end up facing each other one day in professional rankings, man. But I know they're both going for gold, I believe, and I see them getting it. I really do. I hope I can catch that fight or just start watching some. That's what I need to be doing. But I've been paying attention, seeing that we got some medals, so that's a good thing, man. America needs to start building that style to start taking those medals. But we got a lot of guys who wants to turn professional right after that. That's all they're thinking about. When I was heading to the Olympics, I was thinking about winning it just so I can sign that big bonus to be able to cash out early in my professional career. But
Yeah.
that's where our eyes are. Our eyes are on the prize. Keep going. While you fight the other guys, other countries, man, they're professional amateurs, man. We dealing with guys who's fought, back in our day, we fought guys who was in the same Olympics with Roy Jones and Floyd Mayweather and them, man. So those are professional amateurs, man. So our eyes is pretty much locked in on being professionals right after the Olympics, man. Just so we can sign that big bonus, man. But we got some killers there, and I'm looking forward to seeing what's next with those guys. I hope they all, man. I hope we get at least 2 gold medals, man. At least 2.
Yeah. I got one more question from my man Bo. Jump in. You
Mm.
sound like you could have a future in training, like kind of breaking down the style of tour is. Is that something that you thought about once you finally hangs them up, or what?
Man,
Or analyst?
I love being in front of the camera. I do, man. Anytime I step in front of the camera pre-fight, when it's fight week, and they always tell me, how naturally gifted I am when I stand in front of these things, man. But I never really have an opportunity. I don't fish out, and I don't bother Al too much with, hey, can you set up a commentating gig for me? He did it a few times, and I executed, the same way. And I can definitely see myself in broadcasting anywhere. You don't have to sit me in front of a table. I can be the guy shipping out, going to interview fighters pre-fight, the whole 9. I can do the whole 9, man. So I would love to. Hopefully the opportunity presents itself, and I'll take full advantage of it, man, because I want to share that side of me as well. I have a more lighter side when it comes to boxing because everything in fighting is just too heavy, man. Everybody is just, sewn in mentally, and I kind of want to bring that lighter aspect to it to give them a better look, to make it more American friendly, man, because people look at boxers as brutes, and I kind of want to bring the other side of the fighters out, So I would love to, man. Hopefully, the
What about
opportunity presents itself soon.
following in your granddad and uncle's footsteps as a trainer?
Trainer, yeah. So listen, I live in Florida, man, and it's a lot of people with money, and this is not what I'm saying, but we all want to make money, right? We all want to
Yeah.
provide for our family.
Yeah.
I can definitely do that. I'm just a people person, so if I open a gym, it would definitely be a boxing fitness. It would be something like you really don't see. Like New York has a couple. I can't recall the names of them, but I like that high energy, high pace, cardio type working out
Mhm.
feel. I don't want to train the amateur up until the professional. That's not my thing. I just want to be involved with more people, give them opportunity. Old people that wants to work on their condition and their health, I would love to be there for them. And young kids just wanting to find something to do, man. Being my age or in their 20s that just want to take on boxing and want to build their abilities. I'm that people person that can really shed that light on on that type of platform, man. So I would love to own my own fitness gym. But not nothing serious, not a real professional, gym.
I feel you. I feel you on that. Bo, go ahead with your questions, man.
All right, man. So, it sounds like you got a lot of things on your mind, a lot of things going on. At this phase of your life, man, like we say, most cats 37 is kind of the chill time, it's kind of that downtime.
Mm-hmm.
At this phase of your life, man, what is that driving force that still gives you the hunger to get up and train? Because Marvin Hagler once said, man, it's hard to go out and train when you sleep in silk sheets. And you seem to have you seem to be at peace. You seem to be at peace and everything. So what is your driving factor still?
I'm a workaholic, man. I love the process. Like I'm head over heels for the process. I love the work. I have that energy. Utilize it. My family. I'm not where I want to be financially, and I want to build up my wealth to be able to give to my kids any way I see fit. I don't see myself putting my boys into the sport if they don't have into the sport they don't have to be. But I do teach them at the end of the day. But my family is really my driving force, man. And I want to get a hold of the youth, and I want to be able to work with the youth in the near future. And boxing gives me that platform. It gives me that name to be able to have people's eyes on me and at the same time inspire the youth because they're probably the hardest ones to get to. I've said this a million times over, man. When you get to talking to kids 16, 15, 16, 17, 18 years old, that age group, they take a lot of things for granted in life, man. They do.
You do.
And adversity is something that they can look at another person and laugh at, and giggle, because everything is fun. Everything is funny. When you're 16, 17, 18 years old, everything is a joke. And they're not prepared at all for what life is going to really give them. They think they're living life in high school, being that popular teenager, playing this sport, and just going about their days, coming home and being a popular kid. No, man, life got all kinds of riches and hammers and boulders flying your way, and you got to figure out a way to dodge them every year. So those are the ones I really, really want to reach out to. How do I do that? I need that platform. I feel I need that platform. God probably doesn't feel the same way. I'm sure he doesn't. But what did Muhammad Ali do when he won that championship? He stood up and he fought for his people. He said that boxing, that championship, gave him the platform to be able to influence, people alike. And he did just that. Now Muhammad Ali is pretty much known for being an advocate for his people. At the bottom line, I mean, we all know he's a fighter, but at his funeral, that was the last thing we was talking about was his fights. He was talking about the kind of man that he was and how he provided, how he gave back, and how he taught the youth, man. And that's probably one of the most. He is definitely one of the most loving, down to earth human beings there is, man. So I'm just happy I had the opportunity to meet him, and he gave me the remedy. He gave me something that I want to do. I want to be able to reach out to the youth and give them opportunities as well. So hopefully I'll be able to do that.
All
All
right,
right,
man.
let me. I got one more question. I know one more
Go
question,
ahead. Go
Dre.
ahead.
Then I'm gonna
Go
let
ahead.
you go. Let you go. All right. Speaking of that, you and your brother, you know what I'm saying, are or the whole family of Michigan legends. You know what I'm saying. So would you want to start? I know you live in Florida now, but would you
Yeah,
want to start by bridging that gap in Michigan? It's particularly Flint.
that,
Before you know
that
what I'm
that's
saying, but
that's a
because
good
that's rough up
question.
there a little bit. Not to disrespect your
Listen,
whole town.
yeah, wherever I am, that's where I want to start it, because it's going to require my heart and my soul, right?
Hmm.
So, wherever I'm at, be it Florida, be it Flint, I want to just build it up right there to get the gears running, because
Hmm.
I already know Flint and Florida is the two places I plan on doing it. This is the thing. I'm born and raised in Michigan. I know it in and out. I know the bad areas. I know the good areas. Florida threw me off when I first moved there, man, because Flint was pretty much all hood, every place that I knew. When you move to Florida, you can be in the hood and you can take the bus down the street to this great job, beautiful area, and billionaires everywhere. So I couldn't understand for the life of me why we have a school right down the street that's ranked a 2, but it's in a in a black area, lower impoverished area. And that's another thing. I don't understand how they're even poor, and this whole city is just, so rich. Right down the street, and it blew my mind, man, to know that. And I said I'm gonna do something about it one day. So I want to start it right where I'm at, just to put my heart into it and make it what I want it to be. You know, but at the same time, I could jump on the plane and back and forth here and build the same thing. But I have a name for it already, Youth National. I pray to God that everything works out and I'll be able to mold that and turn to what I want to, and kind of plant these in every nation. I mean, every hood, every state in America one day, man. That's my goal. That's my goal, because kids deserve, right? Before anything bad start happening, before they fall off the Richter scale completely, kids deserve a chance to be able to make it, right?
Hmm.
Of all ages, of all ethnicities, it doesn't matter. Like, kids deserve that opportunity. We can't not present it to them just because of their skin color or even the way they act, because they don't really know any better, man. It's just really important to show them the good part of life, or the opportunities that they do have, present them with them at least, and let them make the decision to be able to take that route. But when it's hidden from them, how could they ever know? Why would they ever want to change? Why would I want to do anything other than what I know?
Yeah.
So my thing is it is most important for me just to present the opportunity, and then they go from there, and hopefully they want to do the right thing.
Hey man, well, you got a platform, and like you said, you got some successful friends. You're a successful fighter. You got some
Yeah,
successful friends too,
yeah,
Ward and all your other people, so that they
yeah,
can help you along the way. So
yeah.
those researchers, you really got it when you look at it. You know what I'm saying? If you know what I'm saying, to start it. So I wish you well in your career as a boxer, future career as a commentator, and as a you know what I'm saying,
Yeah,
activist for African Americans and all kids
man.
of all races.
I mean, I appreciate it, man. I really do. Thank you so
Uh,
much.
that's right.
All right, man. Hey, so I'm gonna ask one last question, great man. We're gonna let you go. Um, like my man said, man, you still seem to have that energy. Uh, it's harder to connect to kids nowadays
Yeah.
versus how I have to say you and Dirrell because I'm way older than y'all. So
Okay.
it's kind of hard to connect.
It is though.
Yeah, it's hard. So when you go about what you're doing, even with fighting, even with trying to build, with your game plan you got for yourself with the kids and all that, even with your children,
Hmm.
how do you go about being able to make that connection with them, seeing how the times are so different nowadays?
Yeah. Because you don't want to stoop down to their level, right? And and act like they act, especially when it's just not, sufficient to being productive. You know,
Right.
you kind of, even the music they listen to, I can't even listen to it, man. But that's a question that I ask God myself because I have these same battles with my kids alone, man. How do I reach out to them? How do I sit with them? How do I talk to them? I sit down with my daughter or I sit down with my sons. They don't want to hear me lecture all day, so
Mhm.
that's something I'm trying to figure out myself. But that's at the same time, that's something I'm determined to figure out because that's the most important part. The thing about it is, I have the personality. I do. I know I do. So, if that's the biggest challenge for me, which I believe will be in the beginning, then I know I'll figure it out. I'm telling you now, I don't have the answer to that, but I will have the answer. I have that. I just have that character. I have that flair, and I have that love. Most importantly, for kids, like you could be a perfect stranger. If you're young, you deserve an opportunity. So that's just the most important thing for me. As long as I keep that in mind, then I'll be able to get to anybody who wants to be taught, man. And that's just the first step. So, we just go from there. Like, hopefully, it all works out.
And one last thing, man, if Badu Jack
Yeah,
it
that's
was
right.
in your face right now, like if he
Yeah.
gets this and he calls you right now, what would you say to Badu Jack? Now keep in mind,
Yeah.
we gonna put this out there for you. So if
I need a good
Badu,
quote, man. I need a good
we
quote to
need
write on.
something good, bro. If
Mm.
Badu Jack right now was in your face, man, what would you say to Badu Jack?
Y'all want the heat. Y'all want the
In the most,
fire.
in the most,
Yeah,
hey, you can say it in your
Let's
own way.
go. That's it, man. That's it.
There it
Let's do
is.
it. Let's
Hey,
do it, champ. Let's do it, champ. That's all, man. Hey, no animosity at all, man. Like, he is the test for me. He is the test. And I've been saying this for so long. I've told Bottle Jack I wanted to fight him before I reached out to him. And in fact, once it was known that I wanted to fight Badu, they ended up calling me, asking to be a sparring partner for him to tune him up for his next fight. But of course I turned it down because I wanted to meet in the ring, for real. But that's what it is, man. I just want to fight. I really do, man. I want to fight with a guy like Badu Jack, man. So if he's willing and ready, the same here, man. Let's get it on. Let's do it.
so you
that's
pretty
what's
much saying he wanted the revenge and sparring. He need to
Yeah.
try to get that correct that ass whooping in the actual fight. That's what you trying to say.
Yeah,
right.
man. Yeah, that's the matchup, man. I know everybody would love to see that fight, man. So that's definitely something I'm looking forward to.
That's what's
Hey,
up.
well,
That's
Bobby
what's up.
Jack, he on your ass. So let's make this fight happen.
Let's make it happen, Badu. All right, man. Champ, tell everybody where they can. If your social media is still up, tell everybody where they can follow you, man. At man.
Well, it's up, but it's like I said, I'm still in the process of finding myself, so I don't bother with it too much. But it's at Andre Dirrell on Instagram and Andre Dirrell on Facebook. See, the only two platforms I play on. But I don't give it too much of my time as of right now because I'm still building myself up spiritually and mentally. So, but you'll find me there. I'll be back in tune with it really, really, really soon.
All
Well,
right,
I
y'all.
appreciate you, man, for even knowing, remembering my number and still, allowing me to interview you. So we'll keep
Absolutely.
you out there on the forefront doing interviews and articles on you that way, man, so they can keep up to date with you.
No
right.
doubt. I appreciate
And don't let me say this because he can't say. So I'm gonna say what he can't say.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm turned to God, but don't get it twisted. I will still whoop some ass in that ring. That's really what he's saying. He just can't say it. So I'm gonna say it for the man. All right.
Man, he ain't no electric bronze
There
medalist
you
for no
go. There
reason,
you
man.
go.
So there he
Right,
is.
right. That's what he's saying. He
My
said,
man.
hell, even God brought the thunder when it was time. You know what I'm saying? That's what's
You
up, man.
dig? My
All right, hey,
man.
Andre, thanks for joining us, man. Everybody go to threekingsboxing.com for the latest greats. We're going on sport of boxing. Hey, Andre, Dirrell, Badu Jack, let's get it, y'all.
My man.
Peace, champ.